Hello everybody, the Nameless Narcissist here once again. Simple man diagnosed with NPD, giving you the facts of narcissistic personality disorder and the things that go on in my head. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, but keep in mind, I am no clinician. I can only speak to my own experiences and the studies I read. So, being wrong. God, I fucking hate being wrong. I'm never wrong though, right? This is something that I've always kind of struggled to see, especially for myself. Like, being able to accept responsibility for being wrong in general. I'm obviously much better at it nowadays if it can be made obvious to me. Because there's a lot of times that it feels almost inconceivable that I'm wrong. Because it's like, I know what I'm talking about, and this person contradicts what I'm talking about, and I'm well educated, I'm usually right. And so the idea of being open to something that seems to contradict my ideas, it feels like they're just calling me stupid. It feels like they are just wrong. They're just trying to humiliate me because my ideas aren't really separate from who I am. You're not talking, when you disagree with me, you're not talking about my ideas. You're talking about my competency. You're talking about how able I am to make good arguments, to know the truth. And I really struggle with the idea that there can be two truths, that everyone has their own truths. It's like, you can have as many truths as you want, as long as you share them all with me. I'm trying to think of good examples here. It's like if somebody has an opinion on somebody, and I think their opinion is inaccurate, then you still echoing that opinion when I'm openly disagreeing with it means that you're saying I'm wrong, that I'm stupid. And that's black and white thinking, right? Which I didn't realize something that I was talking to one of my friends about that they didn't really realize is that yeah, your black and white thinking is bad, whatever. I don't remember. That was a little bit of black and white thinking right there. But I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. But he was like, oh, well, because you're black and white thinking, you just think everybody's wrong, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, well, yeah, but then when you guys say things, it feels like I'm always wrong. And then he was, oh, I guess I never really thought that was a effect that could happen. Because I feel like when we talk about black and white thinking, because we're so focused on these external behaviors, we are never focused on how we are perceived, how narcissists or other cluster Bs are perceiving things. Because we're so focused on, us invalidating other people because of our black and white thinking, but we also experience the world in black and white. It's not just other people who are being seen in black and white, it's us too. To me, if I'm wrong, then I am. It's just not that I'm wrong about something, it's that I'm wrong. It's that there's a flaw with that. Fuck, how do I describe this? And so when somebody disagrees with me and I try to turn around, I argue back, I try to dismiss it, whatever, this isn't me defending a position, it's me defending myself. Does that make sense? Because otherwise you're just saying I'm stupid. Why would I have a stupid opinion if I wasn't stupid? I wouldn't be wrong about this if I'm competent. If I did my research, if I'm smart, I wouldn't have wrong opinions. And I guess by me, that kind of illustrates the issue, is that I'm literally saying opinions, and I'm saying they can be objectively wrong or right, but it feels like that. Everything feels like it can be objectively wrong or right. When I was in high school, I literally made an entire fucking thesis trying to use philosophy to justify black and white thinking. I didn't know it was black and white thinking at the time, but I literally made this whole fucking idea of that when you break everything down, everything can be categorized into right or wrong. There's going to be objectively better outcomes of things than other outcomes. And then people would be like, oh, well, what are you judging the outcome based on? I'm like, you can judge what the best outcome is if you look at them all objectively. What is the outcome what's the metric to use that will improve people and everything the most? And, it's a subject, and I think and in my mind, the only room that there is for debate is which metric we use. And that makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense that there's just these objective rights or wrongs and bests and worsts. And the idea that there isn't, the idea that the idea that like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of good examples. That like there isn't a best movie objectively, that there isn't a best food, a best video game, whatever, best politics. Everything can be broken down to objective rights and wrongs. Like, how can two things that are seemingly contradictory, how can one of them not, how can they both simultaneously be right? It's like fucking doublethink to me, like fucking 1984 shit. Fuck that. You know, that would be a good video topic, actually, how having a personality disorder feels like you're doing doublethink all the time. That's fucking funny. I wish I had different words to describe this. This is one of the issues with personality disorders. It's like when you have a whole society that is based around people who think a certain way, maybe not a certain way, but like in a more homogenous way than, like, personality disorders not being the norm, right? We don't really have the verbiage to be able to communicate some of these feelings and thoughts that people who, like me or with any other personality disorder have. Fuck. Like, we can objectively say, right, that like iPhones are better than flip phones, right? It's like they're more advanced, they are more convenient, they're more expensive, but you know, but like as a design, as a product, it's better. And you can't really argue against that. You can't really come up with a reason. And like that's objective. To me, that's objective. Maybe some people prefer flip phones, whatever, but objectively there's one that's better. And that's another thing too, is that people can have preferences. But that doesn't mean that preference is, that doesn't mean that the objective truth does not exist. Does that make sense? Like, personally, I'm like, because of like nostalgic reasons, I like certain movies better than other movies. Okay, I don't really like any movies, but like, as an example, there's some movies that I like more, that I find more entertaining, but I know is objectively a lower form of art than a different movie. I know that, let me think. I know that like my YouTube channel, that despite me enjoying the content that I do in this certain style, I know that it's not as educational as, or well made as, say, Heal MPD, or I don't know, you could even say like the production value is lower than Dr. Romney, right? So objectively, they might have better content, but I still prefer my own. And that's fine, but objectively, they're probably better. Well, okay, and in fairness, I probably shouldn't say that because I do think I'm better. Sorry, Mark, if you saw this. Also, sorry, Dr. Romney. I don't think that you will ever see this, though. Objectively, I think that men universally look better with short hair. But there could be men that prefer having long hair, or women that prefer long hair. But objectively, I think they all, to some degree, look better. I can recognize guys as objectively being attractive, even if I don't feel attracted to them. People always say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I would just openly disagree with them. I'd be like, nah, there's objectively more attractive people and objectively less attractive people. I might not be your type, but I'm objectively more attractive. Oh, I'm joking. And earnestly, this is a side effect of black and white thinking. I can recognize that, like, off the bat. That I know that there's no objective right or wrongs, but it feels like there are. And so when somebody disagrees with me, it sounds like they're saying I'm wrong about the objective truth. And I think the only times I can really tolerate it is where it's like, oh, I see what you're saying. I guess this is just kind of how I view it. You know, who knows really? You know what I mean? Making it clear that it's not a confrontation to my ideas, to my thoughts, to my opinions. Which can be hard to do. It can be really hard to do. Really fucking hard to do. And I'll get fucking defensive and shit. But yeah, I guess that's just kind of why I can't be wrong. One, because I'm never wrong. But two, because you're not saying I'm wrong. You're not saying my ideas are wrong. You're saying I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever recorded a video that has been so limited by language in my life. Because I'm like thinking about this now, and I'm like, is anybody going to understand a single part of this? I doubt it, or whatever. I don't really have much more to say because there's not really that much else for me to say because I just can't fucking communicate anything. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Take your fucking meds, please.